my last video, I made my Bryony quilt pattern and was left with 42 1.5 inch by 8.5 inch rectangles. Now these strips are fairly large, and in today's video I'm showing you that you should never trash scraps like these because you can still create something amazing. With that said, I am making a table runner from every single bit of my leftovers from my Bryony quilt pattern. So first up, I will sew all of my 1.5 inch by 8.5 inch rectangles together side by side, and my finished product is roughly a 42 inch by 8.5 inch rectangle. Now, if you can't tell on camera, my strip set became a little wonky. Now, what could have happened is not every single piece was a perfect 1.5 inch by 8.5 inch rectangle. So what I'm going to do is fold my strip set in half with the raw seams on the outside just to make the cutting and the folding a little bit easier on myself. But next I'm going to trim it with the widest ruler that I have, which ended up being a 6.5 inch wide ruler. Now, who cares if not all of the strips within it are perfectly parallel to each other? It will add some extra character to your quilt. But after that's trimmed, what I'm going to do is now take the trimmings from the sides of my quilt after I have quilted my Bryony quilt pattern. And I'm going to cut the widest strip that I can, and I was able to cut a 4-inch wide strip, which I will then be sewing to the sides of my scrappy strip set. And here is what my table runner looks like. I am going to leave it there because with the remaining backing fabric from that same Bryony quilt, I wanted to have enough left over to use as the backing for this same table runner. Now I could have made my side borders a little bit wider by using more of the bottom excess portion, but what I wanted to share with you is that even the scrappy sides of the quilt can also be used within your project. So basically, never throw anything away because you can always use just about every square inch left of all your scraps. And here is what my quilt looks like all quilted. And I used my modded orange peel quilting. Now, I do hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Today was a little bit of an improv style just to show you what you can do with even the smallest bit of scraps. And this was basically free to make. But if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.